Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, we're in Chicago, Illinois, and even more specifically than that, we're at the Museum of Science and Industry. And I've heard you guys loud and clear, tons of messages, comments from viewers said, please travel to the Museum of Science and Industry and check out their special exhibit on the Mold-A-Rama. Now, for those of you who don't know, Mold-A-Ramas, they are a machine that creates instant souvenirs out of melted plastic. And I've featured the Mold-A-Ramas on this channel quite a bit over the years since this channel has been running. That's a really big piece of my childhood, the childhood nostalgia. As far as like smells go, I would place the Mold-A-Rama melted plastic smell as being probably the most nostalgic smell for me personally as a child. Nothing like snaps me back to childhood as much as the smell of a Mold-A-Rama machine. My father used to take me to the Milwaukee Public Zoo. We'd get the Mold-A-Ramas. Also the Brookfield Zoo here in Chicago, the Lincoln Park Zoo, the Field Museum, this museum here, the Museum of Science and Industry, all had those Mold-A-Ramas with that nostalgic smell in the air. Now, and I've showed them quite a bit in this video, the different Mold-A-Ramas, the machines themselves created in the 1960s, and apparently that was it. They made all the machines in the 1960s. They don't make new machines. All the machines are antiques dating back to then. They just changed the molds. There's currently 2 different companies operating the Mold-A-Rama or mold-a-matic machine. The company that operates the Mold-A-Rama brand of machines is based out of Chicago here, and they're the ones putting on the exhibit today. The other company that makes similar machines, the Mold-A-matic Unique Souvenirs, is based out of Central Florida, and I've been featuring them as well. They do some other areas as well. I actually they were kind enough to have me out to their shop and show me around there a few years back. I've never been to the actual shop here in Chicago, but they will be putting on this special exhibit, so we'll maybe get a little bit of a peek behind the scenes here at the special exhibit today. And so yeah, like I said, it's a big piece of my childhood, so I've always worked to try to include the molds into this channel. Recently, Universal Studios in Florida has been making molds, which is amazing. Of course, making it very hard to keep up with my collection of molds. So yeah, very excited here back at the Museum of Science and Industry to not only we'll check out the Mold-A-Rama exhibit and see what else is new here at the Museum of Science and Industry. So please follow me. Look at this, looks like the Pioneer Zephyr dressed up for Christmas. Got that big reef on the front of the train. And while the Mold-A-Ramas are a huge part of my childhood and the nostalgia involved, this museum itself is also a huge place of nostalgia. Visiting here both with my family and on many a school field trip. Yeah, definitely dolled up for the Christmas season. You can see they actually strung some Christmas lights here on the logo. So I was a little disappointed earlier this year when the Museum of Science and Industry announced they were getting rid of one of their classic exhibits. They were getting rid of their circus exhibit, which was cool. Little circus exhibit, had a little circus train that traveled by. I definitely enjoyed that circus exhibit. So it's really sad that they were announcing it was closed down. Then they had an auction where they auctioned off all the items, and I was disappointed again because I couldn't get to Chicago in time to be part of the auction. But yeah, I think that a little better when they did announce that they were going to be using that as a temporary exhibit space, and the first exhibit that they would be having in the now empty space would be the Mold-A-Rama exhibit. All right, here we have a little projection map on the wall where you can see the shadows, and you collect these. It says this is an hourglass.
Why don't I get any sand?
It says it's an hourglass. You catch the falling sand in your hands, but I like to think these are little plastic Mold-A-Rama pellets. You gotta, oh, there we go. Okay, rolling off. You gotta like catch it, like, there we go. So you can fill up the space between my arm and head, and then dump it on you.
I'm buried alive.
And here we have it. The Mold-A-Rama Molded for the Future exhibit. Definitely love that company logo, the different colored letters, and just the name, Mold-A-Rama. The world's smallest plastic factory. Some of these vintage pictures of the Mold-A-Rama machines. So the kids there getting a bust of Lincoln made. And of course, they do have the actual Mold-A-Ramas here in the exhibit. This is a choir girl ornament. Now, I do believe I have this mold, but I don't think I ever realized that it's actually supposed to be an ornament, that you're supposed to put a ribbon through it and then hang it on your actual Christmas tree. All right, let's get the machines fired up here and make some Mold-A-Ramas. There we go. There we go. Little angel. Says caution, drops of plastic may remain, hold upside down until cool. So yeah, you're technically supposed to hold them upside down like that while they're in the process of cooling. Little holes in the bottom will let out the heat. Jen, do you want to hold it upside down?
I'm on holding duty. Yeah, it's actually a little steam.
Yeah, they get really hot. You can burn yourself if you're not careful. You got to follow directions. So I think it's, yeah, there we go. Nice little angel. I guess you thread the ribbon. Oh, it's hot?
Here, I'll hold it like this.
Okay. Thread the ribbon through there, and then you can hang it on your holiday tree. You can see it still has the coin slot where it would take nickels, dimes, and quarters. I think these were like $2 during my childhood. Of course, they added the bill slot, and now let's swipe your credit card. This talks about the William A. Jones Company. Says that in 2006 they acquired the Mold-A-Rama license. So I guess 2006 is when the Mold-A-Rama name became exclusive to this area. The machines in Florida that operated out of Florida were once called Mold-A-Rama, but now they're called Mold-A-Matic because they got the exclusive license in 2006. This little touchscreen, they have the brochure that would be used to try to sell the Mold-A-Rama to potential clients. See the different molds that can be made there. There's the Buddha mold. I don't know if I definitely don't have that one. Here is J.H. Tyke Miller. He invented the Mold-A-Rama, and I've heard this story before, that he wanted to replace a missing pieces of nativity set. Apparently the baby Jesus was missing, so the Mold-A-Rama was created so that he could make a baby Jesus. And then Mold-A-Rama became really popular during the World's Fair in Seattle and the 1964 Expo in New York. I think that's where they had the Sinclair dinosaurs were made that were really popular. And it says right here, fairgoers savored the warm smell of molten plastic as a memory-making sensation. That's pretty much exactly what I said in my intro. So apparently I'm not the only one who is, his favorite smell is Mold-A-Rama. And here we have a Mold-A-Rama of the HMS Bounty. And I know that the Bounty is a famous ship. I know that movie Mutiny on the Bounty was about a mutiny on this said ship. Here it kind of explains it. It says the Bounty was originally a merchant ship that hauled coal. In 1787, the Royal Navy bought Bounty to import breadfruit from Tahiti. What's breadfruit? Is it bread or fruit? Then it says the Bounty's crew mutinied against Captain William Bligh in the midst of a long and troubled voyage, immortalized in the Mutiny on the Bounty, a 1932 novel and subsequent film. All right, gonna make us our own HMS Bounty here. There'll be no mutiny on this bounty. And there it goes. Oh. Let's take a look there at the bounty. I don't have the bounty. I don't think I have the bounty, but I have another ship that looks similar. That says HMS Bounty on the bottom, and then it says the Mutiny of the Bounty, April 28th, 1789 on the back. This kind of walks you through the process of how injection molding works. You can see the little Mold-A-Rama character there who actually is a little mold machine himself. And this walks you through the process. Step 1, mold has a cavity inside shaped like the product, but in reverse, like a footprint. In the machine, the tank is heated to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, where the plastic pellets and pigment melt into liquid. So that's pretty piping hot. Step 2, the hydraulic pump squirts the gooey plastic into the cavity of the mold through the holes in the bottom, completely filling its shape. And this is how it cools down. It says cold water is flowing through the block, so it quickly cools down that piping hot 250 degree plastic. And then compressed air blows into the mold and kind of giving it that hollow shape. Scary stuff, that compressed air. And then after it cools to a safe temperature, the mold opens and Viola, the pusher, delivers the souvenir. Much like a drug dealer is known as a pusher, the pusher of the Mold-A-Rama machine delivers you that sweet mold that you so dearly crave.
Do you always say Viola?
Viola?
Voila.
Voila?
Voila. I didn't know if you were kidding
What?
or not. That's voila.
Why does it start with
Why
a
would
V?
it say Viola?
Viola.
Viola?
Why would it
The
say?
mold opens and
Why
Viola.
would it say voila?
Voila, the mold opens. Why would it
But
say
it starts with a.
Viola?
Why would voila start with a V?
I don't know. What does Viola mean?
Viola! This is what I always yell when I'm excited. I really like this guy. I was actually looking for him for a while. I do think I have a version of the robot, but I do just love that that futuristic, you know, the Tomorrowland style futuristic robot there, and his little name tag doesn't just say robot. He is a space robot. All right, let's get us a little robot here. There he is.
Viola!
Viola.
Viola.
Oh, here he goes. And there is the space robot. Talks about Mold-A-Ramas here at the Museum of Science and Industry. Says beginning in 1967, so they have had Mold-A-Rama since 1967, starting with a bust of Abraham Lincoln. And here is the Mold-A-Rama scavenger hunt here at the Museum of Science and Industry. They have a map here that shows the ones outside of this exhibit. So looks like they got their Christmas molds and a few other things. So I do think they have most of these, but we'll keep an eye out for them. They got the submarine down there in the lower level. And look at this, they have a collection of different Mold-A-Rama molds. I do have a fair amount of these, but I do see some that I do not have. That hippo there says Milwaukee County Zoo. That's one of the places that I remember getting Mold-A-Ramas as a child. The Milwaukee County Zoo. Definitely remember the gorilla mold and the Hear No Evil, See No Evil monkeys were some of my favorites from there. There's the See No Evil, Hear No Evil, Speak No Evil monkeys right there. That one's actually from the Brookfield Zoo here in Chicago, but of course one of my favorites. I love this one here. That is nuts. It is the Miami International Airport. You got the airport itself, a plane, and the state of Florida all in one mold. It's showing these little chick Mold-A-Ramas from this museum, how they changed as they changed the color of the plastics. So I guess they started out as red, and they started adding in the yellow, and you can see how they slowly evolved into yellow chicks. Some Disney characters there. You got Mickey and Pluto. They actually had Mold-A-Ramas at Disneyland at one point. Some sort of arena there. Does anyone know what arena that is? Leave a comment in the comment section. Another classic mold here is the devil. They usually break him out for Halloween. Now this one I do not have, but it is one of my most desired Mold-A-Ramas. I would love to get my hands on one of these. This is a Paul Bunyan, but not just any Paul Bunyan. This is the one from Bemidji, Minnesota, a statue. I actually traveled quite a ways to see the statue in person. Of course, they do not have a mold at the statue anymore, but yeah, I'd love to get that one. And this here, probably one of the most rare Mold-A-Ramas, one of the most hardest to actually get your hands on. This is the Colleen Moore's Fairy Castle. It's this giant, like, dollhouse castle that they actually have here at this museum, but it said the mold was too complex, too large, too complex, so it was very hard to produce them consistently. So if you find one of these on eBay, yeah, it's worth a pretty penny. Here's that gorilla I was talking about. I think he, yeah, definitely sticks out to me. When I think of Mold-A-Ramas, I think of this gorilla, the one with the one hand up in the air waving. Little beach lady there, chilling on the beach. So yeah, this Lincoln apparently is the oldest mold that they had here at the Museum of Science and Industry. I don't know what this little yellow building is, but it says Tallman 1922. You can see Brer Rabbit there. Love that. That would have been the Brer Rabbit from Song of the South, Splash Mountain. And I'm not sure why, but I've also heard that this wombat is one of the rarest molds. Apparently, I think it just ran for a very, very short period of time and they never reinstalled it. Some sort of skyscraper there. I don't know which building that is. There's the Exo gas mascot there. I forget what his name is. If you know the name of the mascot, leave a comment in the comment section. It says Happy Motoring there on his chest. Also love the Wienermobile Mold-A-Rama there. That's from the Henry Ford Museum in Detroit. Who's this guy? Is that Lyndon Johnson maybe? We have Thomas Edison's first light bulb there. See the orange Mountie. And there's the Astrodome. I guess that's a football stadium. You can see the state of Texas there on the top. Oh no. Oh no, it follows me to the Mold-A-Rama exhibit. It's a Cupid. There's the Canadian Centennial. As well as a Sherman tank. Not seen the Sherman tank before. There's a carousel horse. Actually says Greenfield Village. I've actually never been to Greenfield Village, actually, though I've been to the Henry Ford Museum several times. Is that a current mold that is there, I wonder? This shark here, I don't know where he's from, but the little tag says his name is Sharky.
He's my favorite.
You like Sharky the best?
I do. He's very happy.
And there is the lobster mold. I think that's a pretty rare one too. And this is what actually goes in to the Mold-A-Rama to make the plastic. These little like tiny plastic chips. So we have some of the molds here. Here's the infamous Colleen Moore's Fairy Castle mold. You can see how intricate that is. And this is really interesting here. This white horse is made of rubber. It says it is a prototype rubber souvenir. So apparently before they settled on the hollow plastic, they actually would melt and make little rubber souvenirs. Or at least I guess that was the idea. It's a prototype, so I don't think that kind was ever widely available or maybe even available at all. See the big Brontosaurus mold there. And look what we have here. I definitely do not have this one. I was really excited about this. Monorail, monorail, monorail is the Seattle World Fair monorail. So that's actually the monorail that is in Seattle, currently operating. I've actually rode on that monorail, but I do not have that monorail mold. And there's a little note here. This is a Mold-A-Rama machine, but you can see this mold was actually created by Unique Souvenirs. That's the company that makes the mold-a-matics based out of Florida. So this is actually the mold that was created by them. Just they're borrowing the mold here for this exhibit. There we go. Pusher Pushes it down. And we've got our Seattle monorail. Oh yeah, it says Century of Exposition there on the back. Seattle World Fair 1962 on the front. That is really cool mold. That's one of the coolest molds I've seen. I love the Mold-A-Rama or Mold-A-Matic monorail. Here it says hashtag molding memories MSI, and they have a little stand here, so I think this is so you can get like your selfie or photo taken here with your collection of molds on the stand. Now we can actually check out Colleen Moore's Fairy Castle, the inspiration for one of the rarest Mold-A-Ramas in existence. You see here Colleen Moore herself in the picture. Apparently she was a silent film actress, and I looked it up on the internet. Apparently she popularized the bobbed haircut during her younger years when she was a silent film actress. Apparently she loved dollhouses and helped design this massive fairy tale castle. It's now on display here at the Museum of Science and Industry. And here is the castle that inspired the Mold-A-Rama. It actually is really cool. It's got like different fairy tale references in it. You see the, what is that? The rockabye baby there in the rocking tree.
To pretend that you are only 5 inches.
It says that the weeping willow here cries real tears that run down. You can see the mural there of the Wizard of Oz. You can see a pirate themed room in here. Got pirates there above the fireplace. See, there's like a hidden treasure room full of little treasure chests and precious jewels. It's the organ room. See the big organ back there. This is like a little museum room here. You can see the various items. See the crazy staircase to nowhere back there. We look up above this room here. We can see some of the bedrooms, and I love that like polar bear rug. I don't know, it's small, so it must have been made out of like a rat or something. The dining room there. The round table, maybe like a King Arthur themed room. Okay, we can look up into the attic there.
Sword standing by the wardrobe is Excalibur.
Some of those
King Arthur's sword.
items up there. Well, they have a tradition of showing off Christmas trees from different countries. Apparently this is the 80th year that they have been doing that. Here's the grand tree in the center, really tall, very beautiful Christmas tree. Here's a Christmas tree from England. You can see it has pictures of the royal family on it, including the Queen, who passed away this year. This is an Assyrian Christmas tree. See, there's that big star there in the middle. This tree from the Netherlands here has some dolls as well as wooden shoes on the tree. The original croc. We have the Kenyan Christmas tree. There's various dolls on there as well. And amongst the Christmas tree display, of course they have a Mold-A-Rama. The Christmas tree Mold-A-Rama. All right, let's mold ourselves a merry, merry Christmas tree. Oh, there it is. And guess what, Jen? Christmas comes early because there's your Christmas present.
Oh, yay. It says, yeah, yay. I'm gonna
You gotta hold upside down.
Yeah. But Santa.
Now we got a Santa here as well. You want to make a Santa mold?
Yeah, we need decorations.
We need Christmas? Because we're gonna put that's instead of having a normal Christmas tree, we're just gonna set this up in our
a real tree too.
Well, I mean, this is it's a this is good as
We'll put it next to the tree.
Next to the tree? Okay.
Yeah, 2 trees.
All right, there we go. Mold of Santa Claus himself. Instead of coming down the chimney this year, Santa's gonna be coming down the Mold-A-Rama chute. And there we go. Happy little Santa mold. Oh. Here we have a Colombian Christmas tree. You see it has little Colombian hats and soccer players on the tree. And there's 2 little Colombian dolls. The Slovenian tree is covered in little cotton balls. They've also got some white doves and a big cookie of some sort. Now this is an Iceland tree, and this is a tradition I've never heard of, but I really think this is fun. These heads here, these kind of scary looking heads, are the Yule men. It says they would show up in town 13 days before Christmas and cause trouble and mischief.
Jacob, it's snowing.
It's snowing. Oh, look at that! It is snowing. That's pretty cool. There's people gathering there under the snow. Oh, here's the American tree. You can see it's got topped with a bald eagle and 2 flags, and then has little ornaments for each state. See Iowa there, Connecticut, and Kansas. And the Kansas ornament actually has a little tornado with Dorothy's house on it. They have other wintertime celebrations besides Christmas. Here's St. Lucia Day, and look at this, the winter solstice. They even have a little Stonehenge. Here's the Lunar New Year. Looks like we got some big fireworks to set off. We should set off fireworks for Christmas. That'd be pretty fun. We have a little mid-museum store here. So got some plushy earths. Got some space penguins.
Look at this guy.
There's a big squishy space dog there. And there's a sloth with a NASA shirt. Maybe a NASA sloth, if you will. Here we have a squishy human body. It says touch here. You can kind of put your finger in there and play around in his guts. That's his, yeah, that's, oh yeah, look at his guts. That's intense. Oh, his little baking kit?
Teeny tiny baking set. I can make baked goods for the chicks.
You can make baked goods for the baby chicks?
Yeah. Do you think they want a teeny tiny pie?
A tiny pie?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
those little hamsters are making.
Nothing impractical about that.
No.
They also have these building blocks that you can create your own Museum of Science and Industry. A little space snow globe there. It's a little rocket ship rosebuding off into the sky. Heading over here into the genetics section. Here we got some cloned mice. It says the cloned is black, the surrogate mother is white. So you can actually look at that little ball there. You can see the white mama with her little cloned son. Hey there. Hey little mousies. Oh, it's little mommy, little clone baby there in the back. So here's the recipe for a mouse if you want to make a mouse at home. Apparently they take the egg there and they replace it with DNA from the clone, and then that makes, so it's like the DNA from one other mouse, and then so the baby that is born is an exact replica of the donor that they took the DNA from. I remember this from when I was a kid visiting here, hoping to see baby chicks being born. They have the eggs there in the incubators. People gathered around hoping to see a baby chick burst forth from an egg. So you see that egg there has a little chip in it where the chick's maybe popped his beak out trying to be born. You can see that newborn chick there just popped out of the egg. Oh, look at that. Taking some of his first steps here on planet Earth. Oh, look at him. Tiny baby chick. Oh, there's another one back there that was just born. You can see the broken eggs that they just came out of. And then here we have the chicks that are a little bit older. And look at this. They've decorated for Christmas. They built a snowman. They have their Christmas trees over there. See the little baby chicks. Oh, look at that! They're eating out of the back of a little tiny truck. Yeah, look at the little guys there. They got bird seed in the bed of the pickup truck. Pretty cute little fellers. See, science can be adorable. See the little nutcracker there, little snowman nutcracker. And of course, here with the baby chicks being born, we have the Mold-A-Rama of baby chicks. You can see them in there. One of the chicks even has a little piece of egg still on his head. Let's make some chickens. Oh, there they go. The pusher pushes it. Let's take a peek there at our baby chick mold. Again, the baby chick's being born. This one's got a little piece of shell. This one still is actually coming out of the egg, just poking his way out of the egg. And it says Museum of Science and Industry on the front.
Jacob, they're hot.
Oh, they're hot from the machine, so therefore in your hand you have a couple of hot chicks.
Oh, 3 hot chicks.
There's 3 hot chicks. Oh, you can do it, little guy. There he goes. Oh, that took a lot out of him. He's gonna have to take a rest and reassess the situation. Entering the transportation center over here, we got trains, planes, and I think there's actually an automobile right there. I do love this giant train set they have over here. You can actually see the city of Chicago. You can see the Sears Tower there, poking out high above all the other shorter buildings. L train above the streets of Chicago. They call it the L train because it's elevated above the streets. There it comes. This button here operates the drawbridge. Close it there. Oh, you can see the L train coming out of the big city here into a more residential area, letting people off. Over here is the Indiana Dunes. These are the beaches that I went to as a child. When the family said they were going to the beach, this is where they're going. You can see all the little miniature people there doing beach activities. Oh, you can see the sun is actually setting. Night is falling on the train track. The train there traveling through the night. See the sun actually coming up here in Seattle. So yeah, we actually follow the trains from Chicago all the way to Seattle. As you overlook Seattle here, you can see the Space Needle, and then underneath the Space Needle there is MoPop, the Museum of Pop Culture. I've been there a couple of times. Yeah, we actually got the Seattle monorail mold today, but monorail is not portrayed in this particular train set. Oh, the sun just set again. You can see all the lights coming on here in Seattle. It says, get this lumber on its way. Push the button to cut down the tree. All right, see the tree there? And push the button. Timber! And here, back behind the train set, we have our final Mold-A-Rama of the day. You can see they have a little choo-choo train. Chugga chugga choo-choo. And there's our shiny black train. there on the back of the lid. Oh, there we go. Someone left the lid up. There we go. Our beautiful, beautiful train. It says the Museum of Science and Industry. And on the other side it says Chicago. Says, be a tunnel engineer, press the button to detonate the explosives and help build the tunnel. So you see over here, we got the construction equipment working on the tunnel. We're gonna push the button there, and there we go, it detonated and blew a big hole down the tunnel. We helped out a whole bunch, look at that. Figured since we acquired some new Mold-A-Ramas throughout the rest of the museum, I'd come back here to the posing wall and pose with my newfound Mold-A-Rama collection. I got the baby chicks, the train, you got the monorail, the Bounty. Oh, the Bounty has trouble standing up. So
this jam-packed.
Oh, we got a lot. Yeah, we got a lot.
I know I'm the Carpetbagger's girlfriend, but my hoodie is full of.
See, this is a tip though. When you get home, you can actually like trim the bottom off with scissors, so that they sit better.
Chica, they just keep coming.
Okay, what do we got? We got.
Is that everyone?
I think that's everyone. Let's see, get them all set up here. Molding memories. The shirt here says Snoozeum. Well, you know what? I don't think it's a snoozeum. I don't think it makes you snooze. I think it's pretty exciting. All right, let's see if the space helmet fits on Jen. There we go. Is it? Oh my goodness.
This is my moon dance.
What's it feel like to be? Your face is like smashed.
I know my nose. I can feel it squish.
All right, let's get it.
I'm trapped forever.
Oh, you really are. Okay.
Rocks and stuff.
You okay?
I'm okay.
Here's the Castronaut. I don't know. It's just is that just a cat head? Yeah. I don't know what this is. So thank you for joining me here today at the Museum of Science and Industry for the exhibit on Mold-A-Ramas, an exhibit I have been waiting for my entire life. And thank you guys so much for joining me here today. I do love the museums in Chicago, the Museums of Science and Industry, the Field Museum. So kind of maybe check back and see what exhibits they're having, temporary exhibits, for me to come back every so often. And if there's other museums out there that you want me to check out, I love a good classic museum, leave a comment in the comment section. If you like these videos, please subscribe. It'll let you know when new videos are coming out. And I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun stuff. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider donating to Patreon. Of course, $3 or more. We'll get you a postcard once a month. If you'd like, you also have the Etsy shop. If you would like to purchase a enamel pin, including the new Fiji Mermaid Carpetbagger pin. And all that goes to help keep this train on the track, this boat in the water, and this
L train.
Monorail? This monorail in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the back.